Bringing you news you won't remember next week from all over the world. It's time for the news. So thanks for watching and or listening to the show today. If you came here for updates on Meghan Markle and Harry, the U.S. debt ceiling, or President Bush falling down yet again, you've come to the wrong place. Fat-phobic airline passengers, sex noises from your neighbors, Al Pacino making babies, and calling the cops because of someone eating pizza a little crazy. You've come to the right place. So, stories from the Mirror, MSN, and other dubious websites. Let's get you some weird news on this first Friday in June. That means it's National Donut Day. Let's go! Okay, it's time for the news. There's a fly flying around in the studio, so if there's just chaos and I start knocking over cameras, that's why. It's time for the news, so thanks for watching and or listening to the show today. It's Vaughn Joseph, because it says so right there on the screen. Top story. I just got back from Thailand. Whether you know that or not or care or not is irrelevant, but I'm feeling this next story. We all know that air travel can be one of the most stressful events in life besides moving, divorce, and so on, especially if it's a long-haul flight. But what happens when there is drama added to the recipe? So a woman has taken to social media to show how she was shamed for moving plane seats after being sat between two plus-size passengers, making her wonder whether she should have stuck it out. So a woman has been branded as fat-phobic for moving plane seats after being sandwiched between two plus-size passengers. The 19-year-old explained the 19-year-old explained how she was assigned the middle seat on her flight from Las Vegas to New York, which is a 5-hour journey. I had a similar situation. The guy next to me on the way from Dubai to London, I think, that leg of my flight. Oh my God, I'm in the middle. Both armrests are mine, right? At very least the one on the left where he sat. So I'll get this story. I understand, because he kept trying to hog my armrest. The seat controller is on my side. This is my seat. Anyway, but after an hour, she asked the flight attendant if she could move, as her seat neighbor's shoulders and thighs were on top of hers on either side. Taking to Reddit, where else, she said, quote, "Both people next to me were plus sized. I wouldn't have any problem with this in any other situation, but plane seats are terribly small and neither of my neighbors were able to fit comfortably into their seats. I walked up to the flight attendant and explained the situation as privately and gently as I could, and I asked if there were any other seats available. She managed to find a seat a few rows behind me that I could sit in. The young woman awkwardly collected her bag from under the seat without saying a word and moved to the empty seat further back in the plane. So the rest of the flight went fine," she added. Until after I got off, though the woman I was previously sitting next to was waiting for me. And there's that fly. It's gonna die. You have one opportunity to leave the studio. And anyway, I digress. She essentially told me that I had embarrassed her and the other man, and that traveling while plus-sized is hard enough without people treating fatness like a contagious disease. Did she treat it like a contagious disease by just simply moving seats? She wanted more comfort. You know, I had this happen once. I work out. I'm kind of an all right, decent size. I'm not a big guy. Let's fix that. We want to seem tidy. I'm not a big guy, but I'm not average sized. I mean, my shoulders are a bit broader than the average Joe's, and they got me wedged in between two big muscle guys, one of which had the hairiest arms on earth. And it was summertime, and I had on short sleeves. If you know me, I got a hair thing. If there's hair on the floor, right? So this guy's hair is just like touching me the whole time. But his friend had a bad knee or something. He had a brace on, so he needed some extra room. So I'm like, hey, excuse me, can I move so he can have more room for his leg? Really, I didn't care about his leg. They could have moved him to the exit row. I didn't want that hairy guy next to me rubbing and touching, but whatever. I get it. So she also said that I made it a public demonstration to everyone that plus-size passengers are an inconvenience and opened the door to fat phobia on flights, end quote. While she tried to handle the situation as gently as possible, she has been left wondering whether she should have just stuck it out. One Reddit user commented, quote, her anger is misdirected. She can go ahead and be mad at the airlines for not accommodating people of her size, but it's perfectly normal for humans to respond in such a way, not to want to be touching someone you don't know. And it takes steps to make this fly get the hell out of my studio and to take steps to make that not happen. Remember just 2 years ago when we weren't even touching each other? And we were doing the elbow handshake thing. Come on, this is okay. Another user said, you're not the asshole and I'm fat. The best answer would have been to say, these seats/airlines are really fat phobic and designed to make us uncomfortable. So I figured if there was a way to give you more space, it was the kinder thing to do. What do you think, people of Earth? Leave a comment below. And we'll see what you guys have to say about it. Next story. An amorous couple says they were presented with a furious note from their neighbors begging them to tone down their thunderous sex sessions, but they aren't too fazed by it. Thunderous. Wow. They're jealous. They're jealous. You can already tell what's up with this story. A loved-up couple have found themselves the talk of the neighbors who presented them with a frosty note pleading for them to keep the noise down in the bedroom. Really? Really? The passionate pair have been getting so enthusiastic behind closed doors that it's caused a bit of a noise problem. And even those in neighboring buildings are said to be thoroughly fed up with their amorous antics. Wow, neighboring buildings? Maybe they keep their windows open. I know this happens all the time too, because I used to date somebody, anyway, but this camera. So after receiving a seething note from the neighbor, the rampant couple, who appear to be from Australia, shared a snap of it in a local Facebook group where they appeared to be fairly unperturbed by the scolding. The Daily Star reports that the frustrated letter, which was clearly written in less than a neighborly tone, reads as follows. When you have sex, keep the noise down. We hear you and the neighbor buildings. The note ends with the words, sex in building, hammering the point home further in case there was any doubt as to the nature of their gripe. I kind of get that, because where I am now, it's really quiet, right? I'm all the way on the top floor of the house. If you're on the ground floor where the bedroom is, have the window open, the neighbors are going to hear all kinds of so you got to keep the window shut, especially in the summertime. No bueno. So I get it. Right. Next story. 83-year-old Al Pacino excited to spend life watching his baby grow up to be a toddler. Anyway, this fly. Anyway, we need to get... I don't know how much more this fly can take. I don't know. Anyway, we're not going to do Al Pacino. Finally today, viewers on Reddit have been left disgusted after a woman uploaded a video showing how her husband has eaten pizza since they were in college, with people saying it left them gagging. Wow. It was also... It was always going to take a truly colossal event in history to truly unite the internet. But one video, simply named Water Pizza, appears to have achieved it. There's a few treasures in life that should never be messed with. And the humble but delicious pizza is certainly one of those. So when a woman shared a clip asking if the way her husband eats pizza is acceptable, she was probably prepared for the backlash to follow, which included the love of her life being compared to a raccoon and a dog with thumbs. Posting on Reddit, she revealed that her husband runs pizza under the kitchen tap to cool it down before eating it. She wrote, "In college, my husband and I would often make pizza, and he would run his slices under the water fountain to cool it down faster. He says it doesn't change the taste and it's still good." She says she had blocked all memories of the habit until he repeated it this week, sharing a highly disturbing video of her husband holding a slice under the running tap at the kitchen sink and then tucking in. He's currently doing it in the kitchen sink, which is what reminded me of it in college. He said it's good and he doesn't have shame. It's racked up more than 2,000 comments in a matter of hours. One person said, "Your husband is a raccoon. Kick him out before he eats the cat." A second wrote, "Don't breed. His bloodline must end." Do you think water pizza is a good idea? Let us know in the comments below. That's enough of that. If you're listening and want to watch, head over to v3tv.uk. Follow us on the new IG page, Instagram page, The Weird News with a Z. Have a great weekend, people of Earth. Stay human.